friends, it's me, Miss Lisa. How you doing? I'm gonna share my screen and get the morning song started. All right. Stop sharing. Well, good morning, friends. How are you doing? Here's our feelings. Let me know how you're feeling on Learning Genie. I hope everybody's happy. And our month is April. What's our days of the week? Days of the week. 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 There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week. 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 Excuse me, friends. And our weather is. Tell me how your weather is and the date. Practice writing it up here. On the back side, please remember to keep writing your name. Very important. And then I want you to tell me on Learning Genie, what is your weather today? How is your weather? So you could be watching the video on Monday and it's sunny, and then somebody else could be watching it on Tuesday and it's snowing. Let's not say that, but it could happen. It can happen. Well, we're talking about gardening this month. Gardening. Does anybody garden? Does anybody have a garden at their house? Have you ever planted anything in a garden? Have you ever picked anything out of a garden? I plant a garden and I plant tomatoes and peppers. Those are my favorite. And I make tomatoes. I crush them all up and I boil them for a while. Sometimes I put salt, pepper, seasonings. I put peppers in them sometimes. And then I cook them and then I put them in a jar. And I seal the jar shut and I put a ring on it. And then I put it in the basement in my pantry so that I have it in the wintertime. I can make a hot dish or spaghetti or anything with that because it's fresh, because it was fresh out of my garden. And I cooked it and put it in the jar so I could keep it and eat it a different time. Does anybody do that at their house? I've learned to do that for years. My grandmother has taught me how to do all that, so I keep doing it. I'm going to pass it down to my daughter McKenna when she's old enough also. And our let's see here. We're talking about the letter S. And number 18. We're getting up there to number 20 almost. We have 2 more numbers to go and we'll be at 20. You never thought we would get there, but we're almost there. Keep working hard. And the letter S. What do you think starts with the letter S? Stop. That's one that we use a lot in school is stop. Don't go in there. Stop and wait. Stop. Make go choices, not stop choices. And Miss Jennifer is going to send out a link for Remind. It's called Backyard Soup. And it's going to be learning how to garden. Learning about gardens and stuff like that. That'll be something fun to do. And so S and store. Does store start with an S? It does. So tell me what different kinds of stores that you visit. And are they a grocery store, a clothing store, shoe store? Tell me what kind of stores you visit. And can you have you ever set up a play store in your house? To where, hey, I'm, gonna sell my toys like a garage sale or something and pretend you're doing that? Have you ever done that? I have. And I'm sending home a paper plate. And I want you to turn that into a snake. I'm sending the paper plate, red for their tongue, and some eyes. I want you to make a snake and take a picture and send it to me. I want to see how your snake turns out. And then we're going to look at some cosmic yoga again, because my friends like cosmic yoga. There's so many different things you can Google with cosmic yoga and do. One is called Stretch Safari Super Yoga. I've never seen that one. I'll have to check it out. All right, and our story is Harvesting Friends. This is a new story, and it's a big, long story. This is a new lesson that we're doing this year about gardening, so bear with me. This is a new story, and I've not heard it before. Our vocab words are soil. That's what we have is dirt. And harvest, to gather crops from a field or garden. Garden, yeah. All right, here we go. Harvesting Friends. Lupe's loved her family salsa garden. Once with its tomatoes, chili peppers, onions, garlic, and cilantro. Her mother cooked, roasted, chopped, and grinded everything together to make chunky salsa to eat with salty chips and tacos. You had salsa before? We've had salsa before. Remember, when you hear our vocab words, tap your head. In the spring, Lupe and her family dug into the rich soil to plant the seeds and tiny plants. They wrote each plant's name on a thin popsicle stick. All summer, Lupe and her family watered, fed, weeded the garden. But one summer day, all the big red tomatoes were gone. Lupe looked in between the branches, but no luck. The biggest, juiciest tomatoes had disappeared. Uh-oh. Sounds like going to be a mystery. Mama, the big tomatoes are gone. They were almost ready to be picked, Lupe said as she ran into the house. Are you sure? Said Mama, as they hurried outside to investigate. I wonder what happened, said Lupe, looking around the tangle of bushes. Tomatoes get all kind of bushy up. It's kind of hard. Whoop. Lupe saw a small necklace with a gold medal on the ground. She picked it up and gave it to Mama. Who could have dropped it, Mama? She asked. I'm not sure, but I think someone left it here on purpose, Mama said, caressing the pretty medal. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It is a mystery now. 2 weeks later, when Lupe walked into the garden, she saw a boy crouching on his knees over the tomato plants. With a couple of big tomatoes beside him, he was reaching deep to pick the biggest ones. What are you doing? Shouted Lupe, surprised at him. He started to run, but tripped on the rake. He fell on the tomatoes, and red juice splashed all over him. Wait, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. Oh, I think I know what's happening. Lupa recognized Antonio, the new boy in school. Why are you taking our tomatoes? She asked. We don't have much money. The tomatoes look so good, and I left my gold necklace here in exchange for the tomatoes, he said. My grandmother gave it to me when we left Mexico. It's very valuable. I figured it would be a fair trade. Santa Lupa had an idea. If you help me with the garden, I'll give back your necklace and some tomatoes. Deal? Deal, said Antonio. Alrighty, picking up the rake and ready to work. Oh, so it's not a big mystery now. Antonia started weeding and Lupa went inside to tell her mother what had happened. Later, Mama invited Antonio to eat lunch and she gave him some tomatoes and a jar of salsa to take home. She placed the jar in a bag and said, bread that is shared tastes better. Mama, you forgot something, said Lupa, giving the necklace back to Antonio. No, you keep it until the work is done, he said. Oh, so he has to continue working and then he'll get his necklace back. That was his deal. Lupa and Antonio became friends over the summer. They weeded, watered, and picked tomatoes, onions, chilies, and cilantro. They even planted corn and lettuce. Their mothers also became friends and shared the garden's harvest. After 2 months later, the garden season ended. Lupa and Antonio composted the plants, leaves, and stems, recycled all the plant's nutrients back to the soil. Lupa returned the gold necklace to Antonio, and he had accepted it. So they did all their work, and he got his necklace back at the end of the season. Lupa had a great idea for the next year's garden. Let's ask our neighbors to help, said Lupa to her mother. With everyone helping, it will be easier when spring arrived. They invited their neighbors to pitch in. Dozens of families bought money and tools and started working. Lupa and Antonio bought seeds and small vegetable plants with the donations. With everyone's help, they finished planting in 1 day. That's a lot. They got it all done in 1 day. 2 months later, the tomatoes grew in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Some tomatoes were round, others oval, and some pear-shaped. There were yellow, orange, and red, and even purple ones. I have never seen a purple tomato. I'm going to have to check this out. Like a family, the community worked together, taking care of young plants. A pair of brothers planted 2 kinds of peppers, fire red and green. A grandmother and her grandchildren grew bunches of herbs for cooking and healing. A father grew watermelon, which his son made into a cool watermelon juice. 3 sisters grew squash, beans, and corn, America's first crop. Ooh. They all worked together and they made a big garden. The garden, like a colorful Mexican blanket, embraced everyone who worked on it. There's basil, tomatoes, and peppers. And here they are with their tomatoes in hand. The garden grew and soon it became more than a place where hunger was fed. It became a gathering place like a kitchen where everyone comes together to eat and share. They shared stories and offered gardening secrets. They even celebrated birthdays and special holidays. The new Amigos garden grew more than just plants. It grew friendships. They all got together and they could do whatever they wanted in there. That's a fun story. What do you think of that new story? Tell me what one thing Lupa's family had planted. One thing that her family had planted in their garden. Just one thing. And that's it. All right, friends, that's all I got for you. Don't forget to give me the vocab words and the secret questions. Until next time, have a good day.